Judged. What's up?
Are we in?
We're in.
We're in.
Guys, welcome to Dear Moms. Did I say it right, Jacqueline?
Dear Moms, the evening edition?
And live.
Basement edition.
Yeah, live from my laundry room. Because it's a quiet
Smells
place.
very fresh.
So fresh.
I always do love the smell of your laundry, though.
I'm going to be really embarrassed right now with how I have to leap onto this machine. Jacqueline, can you just hold your wine?
Do you want me to, like,
Jacqueline, I got it.
Ignore the creaks. This thing, we're pretty sure that can support us.
Yeah, it's the floor. It has nothing to do with us. Nothing to do.
It's just our bones.
Probably.
Our dinosaur bones are creaking. Yeah, maybe we should not sit too much on the lid.
So, Jacqueline, how's your week been going? Should we talk about our bubble really quick so people feel better about that?
Sure, yeah. We have a bubble.
We decided that we cannot leave each other's bubble.
Hence why we're less than 6 feet.
Oh, no. We are in family status right now. We can't leave each other. Although, just so everyone knows, we did separate for a week and a half or so.
We did.
To let some of the children mend their snotty noses, and COVID tests were taken, just so people know, and we're negative. But so we are trying to be responsible, but we want to just clarify that.
In case you were worried.
Because this is live, I want to go and I want to press invite people, but then I have to make the leap back onto said machine. Do you want
me to do it? Or is there like a stick or something?
I don't know if you're insinuating that you're taller than I would be, or like...
Do you want me to? How do I do it?
Jacqueline.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Mama! Okay. So, Jacqueline, let's just get to it. Because people are like hundreds and hundreds and thousands or less, half of thousands.
So many.
Are going to watch this so they can watch at their own time.
That's right.
Jacqueline, what are we reviewing today?
Today we are talking about terms that we didn't really know before we had kids, before we had babies.
No. Yeah.
Which I actually found really hard. This was your idea, which I liked. But I found it really hard to think of those things because it's been quite a while. Mm-hmm. And you forget. The baby phase, I barely remember. So,
but it would have been nice.
It was tough.
Oh, wait, before we continue.
Not all-encompassing, comprehensive list.
I feel like we're not being very... words. No, I feel like we have to stop. We're not being very professional right now.
Sorry.
We have not acknowledged our unofficial sponsor
of
Dear Moms.
Okay.
Which is Zuike. And Jacqueline is fully...
I got the full outfit on today. I've taught a yoga class before this, and...
And did it work out
for that? Wonderful. Yeah.
The seamless legging, the crop top, we recommend. The crop sweater. All right.
We apologize too. Our sign is gone. But...
I think my children colored on it.
We think that it served its purpose.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to be framing it, but that's okay.
I bet you it's upstairs somewhere. Okay, so we were talking about terms that we were not aware of before becoming a parent.
Yes.
And you know what I'm thinking? We're probably still in the process of becoming aware of more and more, like, words and stuff. Like, for toddlers.
Right,
and
for the next age level.
The next hurrah of our lives. But for the baby part, this came up the other day. The reason I had suggested this was I sent Jacqueline this word, meconium?
Mm-hmm. Meconium. She didn't say it like that when she... I knew what she meant.
Which not just the word might you not be aware of, but actually what it is, I don't know why no one explained to me.
How did that word come up to you?
I was just thinking about things that you don't know about.
Okay. Yeah.
When you're having a baby, and I've told so many people since that when a baby's born, they poop after, obviously. But in my mind, I was expecting it to be a normal poop,
right,
of some kind of
not
recognizable color, not black tar. I legit thought Brayden was broken. He was like pooing out just black, mucusy,
very sticky too.
Yeah. And Ryan was just in a whole panic. He was using like the entire pack of like wipes and all the towels in the hospital.
I could see that.
So if anyone's saying like, oh, just hey, beware of like the meconium, and you're like, oh yeah, no problem, and you're like, I don't know what they're talking about, now you know that when your child is born, they poop out just blue, a little bit blue. I don't know.
Could be
green,
blue, green, black.
Just like
I don't know if that's, maybe if it's blue, that's a problem. Don't take our medical expertise.
Red, orange, it's all fine. But yeah, that's a real thing.
Also, I have a little parenting hack for that though, because I think maybe after Georgia, I learned that if you put some coconut oil on the bum, then it doesn't stick. Because that's like, they're so sensitive and you're just like wiping off this glue off their poor little tushy. And yeah, so you can put coconut oil or probably some other type of oil or
you can put
ointment.
coconut oil everywhere.
I call it, actually,
that might
use it on my kids. I call it the special cream. Anytime there's any problem, I was like, ooh, do I need to get out the special cream? And they're like, yeah, and it's coconut oil. And then I just put that on anywhere for anything. It doesn't really matter. And that
might even lead, what about, I feel like some of your words, if I remember them, that might lead pretty good to a couple of your words. Like something else you would use. Never mind. Go on.
Oh, yes. Most of my words have to do with boobs.
Okay. Go for it, Jacqueline.
That's like all I could really like think of. So this was one of the words, this creaking. Lanolin. Now, I feel like actually lanolin is used for other things, but it's also a nipple cream or a cream that you can put on your nipples for when you're breastfeeding, because if it's your first baby especially, those poor nipples do not know what hit them, and they can be cracked. This is really hitting home for Steph.
It's just because you don't know. You don't understand.
It's tough too, because you assume like breastfeeding is going to be this really natural, beautiful experience, when literally it's like some alien is chomping on your nipple at 2 a.m. and it's excruciating and you want to cry and you're like, well, not necessarily, but like it happened to us. So a little cream can be very helpful. Don't wait, just start now.
Yeah.
And
and if you don't have that, you can use the coconut cream.
Use the coconut oil. I feel like, can babies have that in their mouth? Probably.
Isn't that what like one of the magical things of it is? Is that it's like all edible.
I'm going to say
for so many different things in your life.
I mean, probably the amount they're actually, I'm just going to be rubbing my boobs this whole talk. Sorry.
You're usually on the verge of being inappropriate in most of our segments, Jack.
I'm sorry. I'll just apologize in advance for anything that's going to come out of my mouth.
But that's a good one to know. And I think, again, we're not just here to educate you on new words. We're here to educate you on new experiences. And that is one of them, which is that your nipples are just going to hurt. And eventually they'll feel like raw and it will be like somewhat okay.
But my next one, nipple shields. Those are a thing you can use.
Do we give people a chance just to ponder? What is a nipple shield? This is not a sex toy. Or it could be. It could.
So I've heard. I wouldn't know.
There's probably very little difference. It's like a nipple tassel versus a nipple shield.
It's basically a tassel-less
and someone that's watching right now, I feel like I've said nipple tassel a few times in her direction. I feel like she's on the bottom. Anyways,
you on the bottom.
You on the bottom of our list. You can't see what we see on the list, but Jacqueline.
Yes.
What is a nipple shield?
I've never used one. Or seen, well, I've seen them, but I've never used one. But I think it's like basically almost like
I've seen one in person.
Like a bottle, like a bottle nipple that you put over your nipple so that you can protect your nipple and still breastfeed, to give your nipple a chance to heal. Because you're feeding a lot, and those poor nips. There's going to be a lot of nipple talk in this.
Yeah, the
if
nipple
you have a problem
shield,
with nipples, you should probably
you better get comfortable.
Mute it. Or that.
Don't tune out. You're always more kind.
I don't want to discourage viewers.
I'm like, get over it. We're gonna talk about nipples today, and that's gonna be okay.
My mom's just like cringing if she's watching this. Sorry, Mom. My mom does not like the word nipple.
Nipple shield though, I did use, and it was a godsend because I had next word mastitis.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Ooh. Mastitis.
That is a doozy.
There's a lot of nipple words. Because I also didn't know what mastitis was. Ooh, Daddy has just logged on. Here, hold my hand really quick, and I'm going to press it. Look at that. Did we do something?
We did it. You did it.
Are you sure? I don't think I did.
We might delete everything.
Did I wave at someone? I was trying to wave at Sabina. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, Dadia is actually going to be having a baby here soon. So these are important lessons for her.
Yes, you will want to save this video.
Put it in your baby book.
Or ignore everything. I don't know.
I did tell her once.
We don't want to scare you. This is the thing.
I did tell her once, like, I asked if she needed anything, and she was like, oh no, I got it. My family's been so supportive and helpful. And she's like, but you know, maybe I'll come to you for like some advice, or like and I was like, oh, it's probably, it's like medium advice.
You might not want to do medium.
Okay, so the nipple shield though, it does, when you have mastitis, it's an infection. And if you do not take care of it and treat it, it can literally take over, and it's like becomes almost like the flu.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so if it's really hurting, it's something that should not be ignored. Like, it should hurt, but it shouldn't feel like it like goes down to your toes and you're feeling like feverish and all of that.
Yeah.
And so then the nipple shield, once there was medicine, it kind of almost like acts as like a little protector of your nipple while still allowing the baby to suckle on.
Fun fact, I got my only bout of mastitis when James was 8 months old and had teeth. So that was like, I think it's a more common thing when you have like a newborn, because they're like, you're super engorged. They're engorged. Maybe another word.
Engorge is also used in other ways. That is not applicable to what we're talking about right now.
You did not have to point that out. I don't think anybody else was thinking that.
I feel like that's my job on the show.
Yeah, I got it with an 8-month-old with teeth, and it was brutal. Like, oh god, yeah, that basically like ended my breastfeeding journey right there.
I do want to say though that there's some really great parts about breastfeeding. So and also, if you don't want to do it at all, I know people that have been super happy and content with that. So anyone that's out there that's just trying to figure it out, you just have to really follow your gut and tell everyone else to like. That's something my family uses, very kebabi traditional. Because you just have to trust your own feeling. You have to be okay with that.
Fed is fed, right? So
yeah,
whatever this one, that one, a mix of the two, whatever works.
A little bit of McCain cake, whatever the baby takes in.
Yes, yeah. A little ice cream, whiskey, whatever the doctor orders.
Oh, Jacqueline. The baby's not drinking ice cream, the whiskey maybe. All right, can I do another one?
Yes, you can. I feel like we've used most of mine, just in general conversation.
Yours are good though, Jacqueline, and important. Furberizing.
Furberizing. Is that sleep training?
Well done.
Still got it.
Furberizing.
The Furber method. I don't know what it is, how you do it. I probably did it. Is that when you like go in after 1 minute and then you go after like 3 minutes and then you go after 5 minutes and then you like keep stretching it out? I did try that.
I don't know what method it is, because I feel like a lot of people say, like a lot of people, it's almost like become the word people use sometimes for just like a blanket term. It's like Furberizing. Okay. And now,
not to be confused with Gerberizing
or Furby. Isn't that in there a movie about Furby?
It's a toy. I don't know. Pop culture is not my forte.
No one's going to ask us to be on their trivia team unless it's about these words.
Oh, but I love trivia.
Yeah, but Furberizing is another good... So they're like, oh, you should try to Furberize.
I've actually never heard it used as like a verb.
Jacqueline, what kind of circles are you hanging out in? I hear it all the time. I was like, I Furberized. I think we talked about this last time.
I feel like it's like a you Febreze, like you freshen things.
I Febreze the children.
Kids smell good.
All right. Do you want to go next?
Okay. This one I actually had to Google because I didn't even know if there was an actual term for it, but there is. It's called involution. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what you just said.
You will
I feel like you mispronounced evolution.
Never actually hear that term because in all my childbirths, I never heard it or I ignored it. But it is the cramps that you get after you have the baby when everything's contracting back to normal because you forget that, things expanded for 9 months and then they have to like shrink back. And that happens by contractions while you are breastfeeding, and
then your doctor comes and checks on you too.
Oh, the push, yeah.
They push in your stomach to make sure that, like, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
It's important, yeah.
To make sure it's going back to where it needs to go. But it bloody hurts. Mm-hmm. I did not know about that, and maybe it's best. I'm sorry if we've now told you.
It doesn't. I think it's not common with your first. So if you're pregnant with your first, you probably won't feel it. But with everyone, I think it gets worse. And I remember James was
if anyone's watching pregnant with their third,
excruciatingly painful. Like they give you. I remember when you left the hospital and they gave you like sample Tylenols or whatever, and I was just like, Psh, what is this for? And after I was like, oh my God. Give me more extra strength. And
so with that, it kind of taught me too, when you get your period, that like the same thing is going on too. Like at the end, I'm always like a little bit like contracting at the end of my period. I'm like, oh, well, things are probably still happening, and things are happening at the beginning, and things are happening at the end.
Go on.
Everything's loose in there.
Tell us
Everything's
more.
loose. Hold on. Ayu pray goes with my first. Ayo, pray goes.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, she's excited. Congratulations.
Please just know this is a really exciting time.
Hello. Is your name Avocado? I am in love with that. Can I, it's avocado _ I want to be like avocado #2. I want that name. You know how I feel about avocado.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's the wrong person.
It's the fruit of my person. No. Yeah, the person above, though.
Okay, yeah.
Gosh, we are clearly experts.
Better every time.
So yes, I just think that's really, really important to understand about your body, that it has to go back to normal. Mm-hmm. That's also why you don't want anything going on in there either. Oh, if we're talking about that, can we talk about the cramps that happen when you're breastfeeding?
That's what I was talking about.
No.
Yes, that's the same thing.
But it happens more when you're breastfeeding.
That's what I said.
No.
I said that.
Did she say? I'm going to watch this again.
I'm sure when you're you were just, I was probably talking at the same time.
I was probably imagining it happening. I remember laying on the couch in my mom's house and thinking about what happened.
Yeah.
Why isn't everything back in place?
Well, because I feel like you told me about it, because when you had Caleb, I had my first right after, and when you had your second, and I remember you talking about it, and I was just like, that didn't happen to me. I felt great.
Stephanie's so weak. Okay, well, just so people know too, because Jacqueline already said it, but I'm just going to repeat it, is the contractions go on when you're breastfeeding too, and it actually...
I think that's mostly when they happen. Like, it stimulates them.
Okay, I think that's correct.
I think. Pretty sure. With my really foggy brain.
I'm
right.
Googling it right now. There's no computer here.
No computer in the laundry.
Can I say, here's an interesting one. Cradle cap.
Oh my gosh.
Not to be confused with cradle crap. Although, same thing.
Oh, that's bad.
It should just be considered cradle crap.
Or like cranial crap.
Cranial crap. Yes. We would like to submit to Webster Dictionary a change. I like that you made yourself laugh.
I swear I'm still scraping it off James's poor little head.
So it's almost like dry scalp.
I think it's the oils. Level. Yeah, it's like the sebum.
I'm sorry, what?
The sebum, isn't that like a scalp oil? Maybe not.
On just babies? Or
I just like to throw out random words. And anyways, yeah, hardens.
It's the oil from the sebum that...
And then you scrape it off in chunks of hair. It's like when a dog is shedding clumps with the skin attached. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that? That's not a good sight.
It's gross.
It's kind of like that.
It's gross.
In a cuter, smaller form. Because it's your child. And they are cute and smaller.
It's gross.
Kind of gross.
It's gross. Yeah, well, you love your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I feel like it's very common, though. It
is really common.
Only had one that didn't have it.
But did anyone sit down with you before and also say, oh, hey, watch out, half their scalp is going to come off eventually? I feel like, again, no one, was here are the real things that are about to take place, so you don't keep thinking your baby's broken.
But Cradle Cap is
hello, Health Links? They should be sponsored by Health Links.
It's down the road too, right? I think when you're getting prepared for a new baby, Cradle Cap isn't number one concern. That would be my guess.
Listen, there were
nipples are number one concern.
There were so many times
you take care of those nips. Call someone. If it hurts for a long time, don't wait.
Because you want to use those nipples later in life.
It's just the worst when you want to like bond with your child and then it's like shooting pains and tears. So all I'm saying is there's resources. It's just taking me right back. I thought I couldn't remember, but now it's all coming back.
Oh, yeah. When a baby cries sometimes, this is a kind of a weird thing. When a baby cries, or your baby, it's amazing. You'll start to feel like your milk starting to come down. And for a while after I was done breastfeeding, I'd hear like another baby cry, and I could feel all of my like milk glands.
That's on my list.
Milk duct?
The letdown.
Oh, the letdown.
The letdown. Yeah, that's a thing. Not really like a big thing, but it happens.
Don't worry, Daddy. It's not you being let down. It is the milk coming down into your...
dropping into
your
feeding
bosom
position. Because sometimes, you know, when they eat, like, sometimes they have to, like, it takes a little while for them to get things going. But sometimes it's just like a fire hose. That's when you haven't fed them for quite a while because you've been out drinking.
That's not a term, though. Fire hose is not a term. Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know.
It should be.
Strong faucet.
When you're drinking,
Sprinkler.
just so people understand that haven't had this, when you're drinking, it's, especially like certain kinds of beer or something, apparently, it speeds
like dark
up
beers.
the production of
Guinness.
your milk. And so you don't...
That might not be accurate.
Oh, my gosh. Well, maybe it's just because I was drinking and my mind wasn't lucid. But it feels like it's filling up
a lot,
pretty steadily.
Shirt gets tight.
You're like bountiful over your bra. I was
so
bountiful
hard.
over my bra.
They're like rocks.
They're rocks.
Yeah.
Rocks.
Oh,
which
I
is
forgot
also
about that.
how mastitis can also start to occur if you don't let it out.
Yeah, if you don't feed. So pump, feed.
Yeah.
Squeeze it out in the shower. Do something because you want to...
Have your partner do it. Whatever you got to do. I heard a lot of people had to do that. I can do some tutorials. No, Ryan.
A gentle rub massage. I feel like it's intuitive.
Is it?
Like that.
I feel like you're doing this and I'm like...
I'm just going to massage those little ducks. Get the milk right out. I
have one more before you're one more.
Okay.
How about...
Oh, God. I wish I should have saved the best one for last.
Colic.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason when I saw the word, I thought it was like something to do with like broccoli.
I was going to say cauliflower. I knew you were thinking that.
Yeah. I was thinking of like a, I don't know, like a meal, like a casserole. Like this is the colic casserole.
You can say that because your child never had colic. I'm sure if you have had a colicky child, then that is a term that's like burned into your mind for eternity. Maybe not quite that bad, but
that did not happen. But it's a real thing from what I understand, and one that should not be judged if you are the parent that doesn't have a colicky child.
Amen. So, I didn't really. Well, James may have had colic. He might still have it. You
could never tell though he had colic because he was in the drawer, so you couldn't hear him.
Oh, that child is really just... he's the reason I can't remember anything.
It's hard to hear your baby cry when they're in the drawer.
He liked it in there. Was he sleeping? I don't even remember.
He was sleeping.
Was he like asleep in there?
No, he was sleeping. He was chilled out.
And to top it all off, the dresser was in the closet. So not only was he in the dresser, but he was also in the closet and asleep. The dresser could not tip in the closet. I'd just like to point that out. It was wedged in there, so... Jacqueline
was really worried after last episode that...
Someone's going to knock on my door?
That she should be revealing less.
Yes.
And I said, this is not the time or the place to hold back. I will be there in court with you. And this is real.
Goodness.
This is real life.
Bloody nips and all.
Okay, I'm just thinking maybe she doesn't understand. I just want to say Jacqueline had a crawler, so they put to bed, and like Jacqueline's son would just crawl around the room, open drawers, sit in the closet. It was like a whole thing. And so she would tell me these stories and she'd be like, oh, he was in the closet yesterday, or he was in here. I'm like,
found him in the drawer.
He was just a little... I feel like he's going to be the strongest kid alive. And the sweetest kid.
He's so cute right now.
Anyways,
but cute.
So that is that she was like, maybe I shouldn't be revealing so much. I'm like, no, this is the safe place. If you're not like in the safe place in Dear Moms, then we will lose one view. We'll lose one viewer, Jacqueline.
Reserved for eternity on the internet, but it is a safe space.
Someone
could never be used against me.
Someone was watching this and they were thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that this has happened to someone else." Yeah,
I hope so. I hope that is what it did, as opposed to the.
There could be someone right now that were like, "Oh my gosh, yes, that is how I had to let the milk out for mastitis." You know, I don't know what you were doing. This? No, I'm not sure I actually did that.
Pinch.
I just I don't remember.
You didn't.
Anyways, but colicky is when a baby is having, it's almost like they can't sleep.
Yeah.
But for like reasons that are not just.
They cry all the time.
All the time. And it just takes a lot to get through, and it's really, really hard on parents. Mm-hmm. But colicky is like a word I honestly, when I first had Brayden, people would say it all the time. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I had no idea what it was. And then I probably Googled it or something. But I had no idea what it was. But none of my friends were having babies. You were like the first one. None of my friends were having kids. So I was like,
it makes a difference.
Just didn't know what a colicky baby meant. So anyways, there you go.
Now you do.
I like your hair. You're half pony. Oh, well, Brianne. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's talk more about
it. It is a good look.
Thanks. It really keeps the hair out. Can we talk really quick about the hair? The hair after baby, the hair that
oh, the baby hairs. I feel like I still have it.
So baby hair happens after the baby, and is it that it's growing back in after, and that's why?
Well, because when you're pregnant, you keep your hair, and then when you 4 months after you have a baby, your hair falls out, like half of it. That's a fun time.
We're really selling this.
I always thought my bathroom looked like a crime scene because there was just hair everywhere. And then you get the little baby hairs growing in. So like here and like the back here.
You know, like J-Lo? I'm always like, I would always be like, these are my J-Lo hairs, guys. These are my J-Lo hairs, my Puerto Rican hairs on my head. But I'm not Puerto Rican.
You're Guatemalan. You're Guatemalan baby.
But it's really frustrating, and even my hairdresser would say like, oh, don't worry, I'll try to get those in there. Like, I'll try to, like, Nicole was amazing. She was like, I would always be like, my baby hairs. It's just like, it would look almost like shorter, but like this.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't want people to be alarmed if this is what you look like after you have a child.
That's okay.
And a little tired. And then people wonder why they're not having sex right. I'm like, look at you. It's just a hot mess.
I think that's like the last reason you're not having sex is baby hair. Just to point that out.
This is probably true.
I have the sideburns. Those are like my I don't get the baby hair, but I get these like weird sideburns that like one time I tried to cut off, and then that was a really bad move. Apparently, you're supposed to let them grow.
That's because
I try to embrace them now, but like it's never been.
No, they're beautiful.
But they just like always stay
exactly.
there.
And that's because we're so close now, and the Jewish has come into play. I always say,
I'm absorbing it.
Yeah, like the curls on the side. I'm like, that's my Jewish side coming out. My little Hebrew in there.
I could make like a little chin strap. Maybe I could put that into a oh my gosh. It could be for Halloween.
I feel like we're taking a major detour.
This is like a bad filter.
Yeah.
Oh, so yes. We digress.
I'm like, I could do this all day.
Drop my phone into the laundry.
Jacqueline,
okay.
We're in the laundry room. Did I even know we're in the laundry room?
We probably said that like 4 times.
Oh, have we? Okay.
Yeah. Remember? Find out your delicious, fresh smelling.
Brianne said she's going to have cats only. So this is what we're doing here, is we're actually trying to stop the population
So you're saying the next episode should be about cats? I think that's what she's saying.
Do cats need
we
to
know
be,
nothing about
do
cats.
They have milk? They have milk ducts. Ducks?
Spray.
Ducks. Milk ducts. Not milk duck. Milk duct.
Thank you for clarifying. I think everybody was confused.
I want a show of hands. No, that's not a show of hands. Crystal, Brianne, do you know what a milk duct is? No, wait, Crystal, Brianne, do you know what a milk duct is? Let's see what Brianne says. Crystal, we are in the laundry room. It's a safe, quiet place where the children are not meandering around.
The ceiling is...
And I'm sure the volume is excellent.
Yeah, maybe we're less echoey in here.
We're probably more echoey.
Before we wrap up, I don't know if we're wrapping up. We probably should because we're got things to do. But I just wanted to touch base on something that we did last episode with our wing poll. Because I have a feeling that Steph voted 25 times and threw in extra flavors just to like spread out my sides, possible choices. Honey garlic.
It's hard
not a thing.
to lose, Jacqueline. Honey
not
garlic
a thing.
is a real thing.
I refuse to believe it.
You know what, Jacqueline? Until you leave
I would
this
actually
wonderful
see the breakdown.
country.
I want to see the breakdown of those votes.
We'll review the breakdown after this.
Yeah, we will.
As we're watching The Bachelorette. As we're filling our mind with just horrid
As we're doing
garbage.
research for our next segment.
That could be something.
Important research.
Jacqueline doesn't believe that honey garlic is like a thing to Canadians. And I'm like, it's a very important, valuable. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're no longer invited to my parents' house for potluck.
I've never had honey garlic there.
Oh, they just pour it on everything.
No
my
way.
mother is like, my dad's not a sauce guy. My mom will she is offensive with her sauce. She just pours it on everything.
No.
Yeah. I just want to go back really quick though. Jacqueline's a sore loser.
I'm not convinced I lost, but we'll see.
Which is the definition of a sore loser. But Brianne just said that she does not know what a milk duct is. So this is my thing.
Okay, so
You don't know. Jacqueline, what is a milk duct?
It's the duct that the milk travels through to get out your nipple. And it's like, I don't really know where the milk... It's from here to the end.
Let me explain how
this
scientifically works. Scientifically, it comes from heaven. It gets put onto your shoulders. It goes down your milk ducts and into your nipples. Now, half of that is true.
Yes. You can decide which half.
But it is a thing, and you'll feel them. You'll feel it as it comes trickling down.
I could Google it, but maybe this might be
more
too
fun.
Scientific for right now.
You know what? They need to do some work. Brianne needs to decide if she's going to have only a cat or if she wants to have a baby. Yeah. Okay? We can't do everything for Brianne.
I just want to say, don't write kids off, because I'm sure you've based this decision solely on us, and like, you don't do that. Just wait and see. There's so much time left.
I will say that some of these people, though, have met my kids, and they think they're the most adorable, precious little things. And I think it's just because, well, okay, maybe, but also because they don't have their own. So things just like look, you know, your lens is like a pink tinted, beautiful, look at these beautiful little angels. And I mean, we both saw Hannah come down a couple times tonight.
You were in the car with James the other day.
It was rough. He was real cute to me. He wasn't my kid. It's real cute when other people's kids are being terrors. I will be needed quite a bit of assistance. Jacqueline, can you read that? Oh, that's not me. That's actually Brianne's right. I will be needing quite a bit of assistance when I embark on parenthood.
She's going to embark one day, so we got you. We got you.
I have said this before. You will be amazing. They are wonderful effing blessings, Crystal. Always, she's a poet. Crystal's a poet. You know?
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's just the things that we endure to bring them into this world and then keep them alive is really like amazing.
And here's like my final statement. I've said that maybe 5 times now. Here's my final statement of the evening. Is that I think it's really funny that you do it again. It's like drinking.
I know.
You know when you're like, I'm getting hammered tonight with my friends. We're going to go all out. And you do it and you have the best time or you think you have the best time. And then the morning after you're like, I can't even like feel my face. And that's all these things. And then like 2 weeks later, you're like, we're getting trashed.
2 weeks, like 6 months. Let's be realistic.
No, but I mean back in the day. Now it takes us 2 weeks to recuperate from it. Actually, one of these girls on here, I saw her like 3 days after drinking with her mom. And she was like, I can't have a drink right now. My mom and I hung out last night. You know who you are.
That's great.
But I feel like that's very similar. You're like, oh, it's like beautiful and whatever. And then you go through all of it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm hurting. I'm broken. I can't sleep. And then you're like, oh, if only God will bless me with one more, please.
No, it's so true.
And it is, because it is a blessing. And Yeah.
We are blessed.
We're blessed. Gosh.
Hashtag
blessed.
Hashtag.
And if you're trying to have and conceive, you're in our thoughts.
Hashtag. Sorry. Just trying to figure out hashtag.
The wine is penetrating.
Signal.
Okay.
In the background.
Crystal. Okay. Brianne says bye. Crystal, they are sneaky with their little voices, and I love yous. They get me every time. That's exactly true.
Oh my gosh, James right now, he calls kisses squishes, and he wants lots of squishes, and I'm just like, it's the cutest thing ever.
You're gonna have
exhausting,
a fourth
but
for sure.
he's so cute. It's funny, not until he turned like 3.5, I was like, oh, maybe I could do this again. And I was like, no, I can't. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Can't go back now. I already forget all the terms and...
If you don't know the terms,
all the stages. Oh my God.
Done. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you again to our unofficial sponsor.
Woo woo, Zooey This
Beautiful.
says relax, but that's
they have a relax
means,
line.
Right? What is it?
Yes, it means relax. Zuike means relax, but they also have like a relax part of their brand. And so
leisure wear, right? Did I get that right? Is that what it's called?
We are not official spokesmen. Except today I am officially working for them. So,
yes.
But
maybe we should.
But you know what? They're pretty relaxed about it, so that's okay. Okay, guys. Hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye from the laundry room.
Until next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Ready for my dismount?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
These machines